Good morning, everybody. It is time for our weekly leadership training session, and today I'm going to talk on leading from integrity. I hope you're enjoying the training and teaching session so far. I'm really excited about the privilege I have part of what God is doing in leadership and leadership training. We've been now, 8-9 weeks doing our weekly. So for today, I'm starting on leading from integrity. And this is a tough place to be. It's integrity. In general, we find that we have people qualified academically, experience-wise to lead. But what is lacking today in so many leadership positions and people in leadership positions is actually the fact of lack of integrity, lack of accepting responsibilities for their roles, for their functions within that position. Then we need to appoint people again to police their work. But if we can develop integrity people and in their character, we shall become more and more successful. And I don't normally do during my training sessions, but this morning I want to specifically give you two scripture references. The one is 1 Chronicles 29 verse 17 that says, "I know, my God, that you test the heart and are pleased with integrity." And the second one is Proverbs 10 verse 9. "He who walks with integrity walks securely, but he who perverts his ways will become known." And this known is not to become famous, it's to become infamous. You shall be known for the lack of character. You shall be known for the lack of integrity. And in our developing process as leaders, we need to work on this aspect of our character. And today I'm going to show you what character is not, and how we can develop our character. My yes should be my yes. My no should be my no. I don't need to have a contract to force me to keep my word. Because if I must write a contract, draw up a contract to keep me to my word, I can find an attorney to get me out of that contract as well. But if my yes is my yes, doesn't matter what's happening, doesn't matter what we see or experience, then we know we are safe. We can definitely operate within that area. So for this morning, integrity is definitely go to the shop, to Pick and Pay or Spar or Woolworths, and say, "I want a bottle of integrity." Integrity is about the small things, those times that nobody sees you, that your integrity is tested. I remember quite a few years ago, my wife and I, we went to one of our chain stores here, and we bought some items prior COVID-19. And as we stood there at the cashier, and we started paying, unpacking the trolley, and there was an item that none of us know how it to the trolley, so we're not going to use it. So I took out the item, put it on the side of the counter, and my wife asked me, "What about this?" I said, "No, there's always somebody that take it back to the shelves." And she asked me, "But is that the right thing to do? Is that integrity?" And immediately I realized, stop what you're doing and take it back to the shelf where it belongs. That is integrity. It's not about the big things, because most of us can be faithful in the big things, but can we be faithful in the small things in life as well? So it's about all the small things. Integrity is the foundation of all the other qualities in our character that needs to be built and established. We need to be committed to the development of our integrity. Integrity is not a gift. It's not something you pray for. It's not something somebody else can lay their hand on you and say, receive integrity. It's a decision we make in our life. And especially before you become famous, then you know, when you become famous, your integrity shall be secure. You shall not be concerned about all the other things. You shall. I know there's a saying that says everybody has a price. But we must decide on the day when we start our journey, I shall not be bought. My name is secure. I will not be bought in any aspect of my life. I want to walk securely. But what is integrity not? Integrity is not determined by circumstances. It's revealed in circumstances, but it's not determined on our circumstances. And unfortunately, integrity does not rely on my credentials. My credentials does not guarantee my integrity. You can have degrees and certificates and diplomas that can fill your walls like a mosaic tile, but that will not guarantee integrity. Integrity does not ask of us what my qualifications are, what my credentials are. Integrity does not ask of me what my reputation is, because my reputation is preceding me, but my character makes me secure. My character is that thing that I can stand on, that I can rely on, and not just I rely on it, other people's rely on my character. And then integrity will never be built during a crisis. It reveals itself during a crisis. So when we are busy with leadership training and development, that's one of the core essential developments we need to work on, and that is our integrity. So when I am busy with leadership development or mentorship, this is one of the aspects that I am really focusing a lot on, and that is integrity. Before I become involved in a person in the life of mentorship, I make it sometimes difficult for somebody to become a mentee. Because this is one aspect I want to test your commitment, your faithfulness. Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to stand up when it is difficult times? Because anybody can stand and walk and do things if it's nice, it's easy. But can my attitude, can my character under severe circumstances? And this lockdown period this time of lockdown, this international pandemic is revealing our integrity. You can just go on the internet and you read about all these theories and conspiracy theories, and people are clinging to, reaching out to all different forms of stories just to make sense. But sometimes there's no sense to be made. It is just the time that you go on, keep on going on, working hard, remain faithful. And you know what is happening in times like this? people try to find a loophole to bypass laws instead of remaining faithful. Let us work hard on our integrity. Let us work hard on our character, because my credentials shall open up doors for me, but my character shall make me secure where I am. My character shall keep me inside. It's not when I get into a position, it's how long I can be there. And a question we ask ourselves in leadership development: what is the legacy I want to leave behind when I leave people's presence? And that is the thing that is important. Don't run around and don't try to be the hero, but be the person others can rely on. When you leave their presence, do they feel encouraged? Do they feel strengthened? Do they feel, I can trust this person? This is the type of leadership that is required today. Leaders that can stand on their word, and people that can trust that leader, and whenever he speaks, you know you can trust. You can go to with their word to the bank. And if that person tells you good morning and the sun is in the west, you must know something happened to the sun, because that person will not lie to you. And that is the type of leaders we need to become, that others can fully rely on us as a person. And I want to show you quickly on the difference between credentials and character. Credentials are important because that qualifies me for a certain position. But my character is the one that keeps me inside. When my credentials are temporary, if I die, my credentials becomes meaningless and worthless. But the day I die, my character is continuing on into those lives that I have impacted. So in other words, my character is actually eternal. That is the legacy I leave behind for others to follow. I always ask people this simple question, and I've asked this question in one of my previous sessions as well, and I want to ask it again. What do you want people to say at your funeral? I know people that have heard me teaching before, and they heard me taught different aspects. They know I love this question, because this question makes us and forces us to stop in our tracks, because we don't ever think about our own funeral. But that is an aspect that we need to ponder upon, the legacy that I leave behind. Because my credentials focus on my rights. I am Right Reverend, Judge, Doctor, Professor. And that gives me certain rights. And I demand my rights. But when I come to my character, it's my responsibilities. What am I supposed to do in the position I am currently in? It's being served, is about being a servant in my position. And this is not very popular teachings, because we want to hear we are here to be served. You have done well to come to this place where you are being served. We have your bodyguards accompanying you, opening doors for you, but we are forgetting the journey we have been on. We have found so many times that people campaigning, working in the community, being recognized in the community, and as they're being recognized in the community, they become elected as councillors, and once they become councillors, they grow in the hierarchy of leadership, and then they forget where they're coming from. and they are demanding the acknowledgement of credentials instead of responsibility. When I'm working with my credentials, it adds value to me. It gives me certain satisfactions, but in my character, I'm always adding value unto somebody else. It's not about gathering certificates. It's about building altars, places of sacrifice. That is character. It's not how much I have, it's how much I can give. It's not my position that's important, but what can I add to others? People might make jokes about your credentials, your titles, but your character will generate respect. Let us not focus on all these paraphernalia. Are they important? Yes, they are important. We need the skills. We need competency levels. But skills without character shall destroy you and the people you lead. Character is the one that maintains you and elevates others. And you will never feel threatened by those that you are leading when they stand up and become a measure, a tool, a situation where you can say, truly, look at those that I'm leading. I'm proud of them. They are excelling in every area of life. And that brings for us a leader character. Let us not work on our reputations. A reputation is that what we are supposed to be. I said reputations precede you. People build a reputation for you, and they expect a certain behavior from you and of you based upon your reputation. But your character is the real you. The one that goes to bed tonight. The one that wakes up in the morning. The one that brushes his teeth. The one when nobody else is around. That is the real you. That is your character. Where your reputation is a photograph of you. Where you can smile and have the right poses. But your character, that's the real you. This is who you are. The one that sits in the evening watching television with his family, with his children, with his grandchildren. That is the real you. So let us not worry about my reputation. Because if you want to uphold a reputation, it's a full-time job. Because people are giving you a reputation. And whatever people can give you, they can take away. So if your reputation is given by people, constant defense of your reputation. Because when people are now, if they don't like what you are doing, they're going to chip away your reputation, and then your whole basis of leadership is gone. But if your life is built upon character, nobody can take away who you are. And as a leader, we must always, as a leader, none of our decisions we make will always be acceptable for everybody. You will always offend somebody. You will always have somebody that will disagree with you. But a leader must make a decision based upon facts, destiny, and purpose. Not on how people will always feel. But if we are concerned about our reputation, we shall make the popular decisions that people would like, but it's not necessarily the right decisions to make. A reputation can be built in one moment. It can be established in one moment, but character takes a lifetime. It's a long journey. But remember as well, whatever is made in one moment can be destroyed in one moment. Nobody can take away what I've built over a lifetime. This is who I am. And that gives you security. That gives you integrity. Now you don't have to be a people pleaser. You lead by principle. And yet again, for those who know me, will tell you, the first thing what I will ask you when things are going wrong is, what principle has been violated? I try to live my whole life based upon principles. If you base your life on principles, you don't have to be concerned about names. You don't have to be concerned who will be offended. That has been violated, and you shall not be intimidated walking with favoritism or nepotism, because a principle is a principle applicable to everybody. So if you want to measure your level of integrity, you must answer the following few questions for yourself. How well do I treat people from whom I can't gain anything? How well do I treat other people? It's easy to treat people well if they're rich and famous. But can we treat the non-significant, the person that I can't gain anything from, can I still treat that person with honor and respect? That is a sign of integrity. Can I treat a child with respect? Can I treat a doorman in the same way as I would treat a minister? That is the question that we need to ask ourselves. Am I transparent? Do people know who I am? If you are transparent, there's no competition. There's no pressure. A certain standard. Am my actions influenced by the company I keep? Are my actions the same? Barbecue fire, at the Braaivleis fire, as when you are in a boardroom with important people? Am I the same person when I'm in the spotlight as when I'm alone? It's tough questions, these. It's challenging questions. And I hope that we can answer this question honestly. The last question I want to ask you quickly on this specific aspect. Do I quickly admit my wrongdoings without being pressed? It's easy to repent if you are caught. But are you willing to repent even if you're not caught? Tough questions. Answering these questions shall determine if I'm walking with integrity. Seeing that we enjoy these questions, let me throw in a few extra questions. Do I put other people ahead of my personal agenda? In other words, am I a people's person? Do I have unchanging standards, or do circumstances influence my standards? Do I make difficult decisions even if there's a personal cost attached to it? Let us never abuse our position, our title, our place of authority for my own benefit. It's easy to make a decision when it costs you nothing. if it will cost you something. I remember years ago when my children were still small, I worked very hard at a certain time of my life, 18 hours, 19 hours a day. I've worked from 9 to about 3 on Sundays. So I was only off to relax on a Sunday afternoon. Worked very hard. Then I went to ministry, and I had the same attitude of always being busy, working, traveling, house visitations, always busy. Until my son, at that stage, very small, brought my diary to me and said to me, "Can't you write my name in that book?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Because if your name is there, you will be there." And I realized to win the world whilst losing my family. Then I've decided Saturdays is my family time. And now the question comes, what if you receive an invitation on your family time? This is when commitment is being tested. Then you must ask permission from your family to be released. And if they say no, you must decline that invitation, because your first commitment must be. Let me give you another example in this concept, this principle of honor. If you have an appointment in your diary and some other phones you and they want to see you immediately, always remember, honor your first commitment. And if your first commitment is not as rich and famous as the second one, go back to the first and ask to be released or to reschedule your appointment. And if that person says, "I cannot," then it means the second request appointment must honor the first appointment. That's character. That's integrity. But because you are operating in integrity and principles, because you're a man of your word, I can you, if you found a person that you had the first appointment with and you explain the situation, 99% of the time they will tell you, "It's fine, doc, we can reschedule because I understand." But remember, that is your standards of living. That tells the other person they are important. Leaders without followers are just followers with a title. We have to honor people that we are serving. Next question. Do I talk to people about people? That's gossip. Don't gossip. Am I accountable to at least one person in my life? Doesn't matter what position you have. You might be CEO. You might be COO. You need somebody that you are accountable to. You might be a senior pastor of your own ministry. You might be the senior pastor of a mega church. You need somebody that can keep you accountable in your life. Otherwise, we lead people astray and they miss destiny. And we are destroying people's lives because we are not accountable. So your road to destiny works through integrity. Integrity isn't the easiest road to your destiny, but it's the only road to your destiny. It's hard work. It's always maintaining the moral high ground, setting a standard for others to follow, Can your children follow your footprints blindly because they know where you are going is the right way? I cannot live in a different way at my workplace and in a different way at my house. I can never export something what is not working at my house. Then I am a fake. My children will know you are a fake. The road to your destiny. What's your thoughts? The things you are thinking about. Because whatever you are thinking about shall manifest itself in your words. And don't say something, oops, sorry, it popped out. It was not supposed to be inside. Think. Because whatever you think shall be verbalized. And your words shall become your actions. Yes, in the beginning, you will be able to control your actions. But the more you speak, you shall become what your words are forming. And my actions shall become habits. Whatever I do, I am doing on a regular basis, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, shall become my habit. It's like an athlete. It starts with one step. Every step goes to a second step and a third step, and eventually you start to jog, eventually start to run on a daily basis. 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. That's hard work. But it starts with not just the morning you get up and to start to run. No, it starts with my thought patterns. It starts with my words. So many people are negative. And you cannot understand why things are keep on going wrong in your life. Because you are sowing negativity. You are sowing destruction in your future. And as you are living your life, your words are waiting for you in your future. And then we want to blame the devil. We want to blame everybody else, and we become the victims of our circumstances. No, we were the creators of our destinies through the words we have spoken. That has formed our actions, and that has formed our habits. Because our habits are now reflected in our character. And my character will become my destiny. The good, the bad, and the ugly. It's not just the good stuff. It's not about the negative stuff alone. It's about a regular thing we do on a regular basis. Listen to the scripture. Psalms 15 verses 1 to 5 in the Message. It says, God who gets invited to dinner at your place. How do we get on your guest list? Now, this is the criteria. Walk straight, act right, tell the truth. Don't hurt your friend. Don't blame your neighbor. Despise the despicable. Keep your word even when it costs you. Never take a bribe. You will never get blacklisted if you live like this. Wow! If I want to live in integrity, here's the criteria. Let me repeat again the criteria. Walk straight, act right, tell the truth, don't hurt your friend, don't blame your neighbor, despise the despicable, keep your word even if it costs you something, make an honest living, never take a bribe. And I've heard so many times people say, yeah, but if I don't bribe, I can't get anything. So I have to bribe. Listen to me today. We are blaming officials. We are blaming people in position that they are taking bribes. An actual fact, let us not blame them. It is us who pay the bribe that makes them corrupt. If all of us, we shall not pay a bribe, then nobody can become corrupt. There was a time that we took a missions team to, I nearly said all the names. I'm refraining now to mention the countries, but it's up north in Africa. And as we entered this country, the official wanted a bribe to allow us to go through the border post. And I said to this official, sorry sir, I'm not willing to pay you a bribe. I said, then you're not going through. I said, in that case, I turn around and I told the team, get back into the Kumbi. We are taking a deed, but we shall not pay a bribe. Because once you pay a bribe, your integrity is sold for life. The one that you pay a bribe for owns your life. And we got into the car, and as we wanted to move out, another official came out and said, you may proceed. This is a principle that you need to live by. Never take a bribe. What are the benefits of integrity? Trust. People will trust you. Without trust, you are nothing. It's the glue that will hold people together, is trust. Can people trust us? Model this on a daily basis. Employ honest communication. Value transparency. Exemplify humility. Demonstrate support to others. Fulfill your promise. Keep your word. Oh my goodness, how often have we heard this thing? This is Africa time. Nonsense. It's not Africa time. It's disrespectful to be late. It's interesting, when we hosted the World Cup in 2010 in South Africa, not one game started late in Africa with Africa time. Why then can we show up late for an appointment? Why then can we be an hour, 2 hours late for a public appearance? It's rude, it's disrespectful, and that is pride. We have to work in Africa on this thing. Yes, I've been in India, and they say, this is Indian time. I've been to the other countries, say, this is this country's time. No! It's an excuse for pride. Yes, something can happen. But then you pick up the phone. You phone, you apologize, and ask, can we reschedule, or will you wait for me? Nobody is late just suddenly. You are late because of something that has happened. The second benefit of integrity is influence. People will have confidence in you. And if they have confidence in you, you have influence in their life. And if you have influence in their life, they shall follow you. You shall impact their life. And that influence is so, make sure that that influence is always harnessed by submission under somebody else. Otherwise, that influence, if it's not harnessed by our character, integrity, honesty, obedience, submission, we shall build cults like David Koresh, Jim Jones, and I can continue with many others. You might start off right, and you can end up totally missing the mark. And sadly, is you're not doing it alone. You will always have somebody else. Another benefit, and I'm nearly done, of integrity are the blessings. We please God. God is pleased. Remember 1 Corinthians 29:17. And if we are walking in integrity, the fact that people trust us and respect us, they serve us, and we shall reap the harvest, the blessings of faithfulness in our lives. People that will be willing to walk the extra mile, not just be there in your office to earn a salary, but they shall live a life willing to sacrifice beyond a job description because you are a man of integrity. We gain a good reputation. People will know who you are. It's interesting that if you receive an agenda for a meeting, and you look at the other people on the list, you say, oh my goodness, this person X is on the list, on this list. It's going to be a long day. This person will always argue, always find fault. But can you imagine your name on the agenda, on the attendees, that people say, yes, now I know things will go well because you are there. Now, in closing, a few wise sayings. Zig Ziglar: when you do the things, when you have to do them, the day will come, the things that you want to do them when you want to do them. Let me repeat that. When you do the things, when you have to do them. So you have a certain assignment, but I want to do something else. Do that assignment first. Do the things that you have to do when you have to do it. Then the day will come that you can do the things that you want to do when you want to do it. Postpone the immediate satisfaction of the needs for the ultimate purpose. Then the day shall come that you can enjoy the benefits of hard work. There were times when I did my masters and my doctorates, when other people were relaxing, I had to do research. I had to do my dissertations, write it, research, write, research, exams, and so forth. When others are relaxing, I'm working. But today I can sit back and enjoy the benefit of the hard work. Writing of books, it takes time. It takes effort. It requires of sacrifices. Pay the price when you have to pay the price. You shall never be disappointed in this. You shall always be rewarded. Aristotle says, we are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence isn't an act, it is habit. And in the same way we can say about integrity, it's a habit of doing the right things right. William James says, everybody need to do at least 2 things every day, which they hate to do. Why? Do things, even if you don't like doing it. But it's important, not for me, it's important for somebody else. How can I help you? How can I help somebody else? Do that. Treat others with honor and respect. Even if you can't gain anything from, even if you cannot get money or glamour or anything from your actions, just because it is the right thing to do. Do at least 2 things every day that you don't like to do, just for practice. Personally, I don't enjoy doing dishes. But I have to do this. During this lockdown, we didn't have any help. Just my wife and I. How can I serve my wife in doing the things? Taking some load off her shoulders. Helping her. It's not for my benefit. It's for her benefit. And this is the test of integrity. Let us do the right things right, even if nobody sees us. And I want to challenge you today. Go through those questions I've given you in the beginning. Answer them honestly. And then you ask yourself, am I an integrous person? Do I walk in integrity? And this is the value. Remember, if you are in need of the notes, you're welcome to send me a message and we can communicate for a minimal fee of 100 Rand. These notes can be yours. So enjoy the journey of integrity. See you next week.